baddies, welcome back to my channel. Hola mi gente. Today we're gonna be doing a natural glam tutorial. Not really glam, just a natural makeup tutorial that you guys can learn a couple of steps because a lot of you been asking. So we're gonna take it back to the basics. And I'm gonna take you through all the products that I like to use on my face if I wanna have a natural girls night and we're just gonna go out and chill and have some drinks. Nothing too fancy, nothing too much. If I wanna mingle, something like that. You can use it to go to work, to go to the supermarket. It's really easy, it's not that much. You guys practice and you get it. So in this video I show you all the products I use, where you can buy them, what brushes I use, why I use the products I use and what they're used for because everything has a different use, and what are the causes it has on your face. Si quieren ver cómo I got this summer glowy skin look, ya saben, you have to subscribe and don't go anywhere.
Just like fire, burning up the way, rocket like the world up for just one day. Watch this madness, colorful charade. No one can be just.
So the first rule to a good makeup application is having good skin. Well, not having good skin, but at least preparing your skin for the makeup that you're about to put on. So since we're doing a natural makeup tutorial today, I'm gonna keep it very simple and just focus on complexion and skin and not really as much into eyeshadow because that's a lot harder for like beginners. So to prep my skin, I always use moisturizer, which is Erica LaPro's favorite moisturizer that she uses on Cardi B. It's Pond's and it's really cheap. You can get it in Walmart for like, I don't know, I got mine off Amazon, 3 or 4 of these for $5. It smells like your abuelita, and it just really hydrates your skin to make sure, because I have dry skin, so I really need to make sure I moisturize before I put on my foundation, because let's say you just want to put on your foundation without any prepping, any primer, any spray, and you have dry skin, when you put your foundation on, it'll start to crack or move if you have oily skin. This makeup thing is very like scientific. I get very dry here and around my beard. Evenly disperse that throughout your face. Next, I like to hide my pores with my, just any primer is okay. I have Smashbox primer, Maybelline primer. This one's more expensive, so we'll just use Maybelline for today. I'll save the Smashbox for when I have to go out. So for my nose is where I like to use primer because it really te rellena los poros and it really smooths everything out where you have like big texture. And Maybelline you can get in CVS, Walmart, also drugstore. This might be a drugstore. No, it's not gonna be a drugstore. Not yet. I should do a drugstore tutorial one day, just everything drugstore. That would be a cute vlog. Comment down below if I should do it. Next, I like to use a setting spray on top of all that to really hydrate and give luminosity to the skin. So when you put on foundation, it really looks like a sheen effect and it looks like your actual skin, like if it's glowing. So I use MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus and this is the rose fragrance. Now, setting spray is meant to lock your makeup and set everything, but it's also meant to hydrate your skin. And then I just go over it with a sponge. Now we brought her back to life. She's hydrated, she's moist, she's ready for the makeup. Usually in tutorials you guys see that I usually start with my eyes so that I don't, like if I mess up I can always fix it and then put the rest of my face on. But since this is a natural glam tutorial, I'm doing the steps as if I'm going to a bar or a club or a lounge. I don't really like to do a lot of glam because if I want to socialize or meet someone, I can't. You guys may not know this because you can't relate, but it's easier for me to meet someone if I'm like less intimidating to walk up to. I know it sounds crazy, but like the lashes and the eyeshadow and the lipstick is just too much for guys. Like they get confused, they don't know what's going on or what. So I just like to keep things simple, and if I'm having a girls' night, we're going out for some drinks, I just do my skin complexion and that's it. That's what we're doing today. So now that my skin is looking sheen and is moist, we've prepared it, we've set it up. Now we can go in with foundation. This has been like since my day one. I'm sure there's a bunch of other drugstore foundations out that are good. Like L'Oreal is also good. This is a 24-hour infallible foundation that you can use, the Pro Glow. I use the Dewy Smooth Maybelline. I'm in shade 125 Nude Beige. And I've been using this since 2006. Not the same bottle, but since 2016. I've been using Maybelline. Now wait a minute, hold on. There's other foundations that are super good, like the NARS Radiant Foundation. There's also Armani that I love when it's like a very like big event. It depends to where I'm going, who I'm gonna see, what products I'm gonna use. That's how I see it. But since it's just a simple tutorial for you guys, we're gonna do this one. It's very dewy finish. I'm gonna show you how it looks. You've seen it on all my videos. The only thing that I don't like about the Maybelline foundation is that it doesn't have like a you know, to square it, so you have to literally dip it on your hand. I like to use a brush now. Before I used to use a sponge to apply my foundation. Now I like to use a brush because it distributes the product on your face, and with the sponge it soaks it up, so you're using more product and it's getting into the sponge more than distributing on your face. Later I use the sponge for excess product that I don't want on my face. I didn't put a lot because since it is a natural look, we don't want full glam, we don't want full coverage. We only want like medium to sheer coverage, and we want to look like our skin. You get what I'm saying? And this is just a cheap ass brush. Use any flat brush like this. Now this foundation is medium coverage, so you can build it up if you want more, but I'm just gonna use a little bit today. So after you use the flat brush, now I go in with this like buffer brush type, and this is the Morphe M439, and I just buff out the product into my skin. Now I still like, if it's a natural look, for some of my undertones to come out, some of my imperfections underneath to come out. You don't want it all to look like one, like you have a mask, because that's not, we're not doing the whole thing. The flat brush, you swipe with this type of buffer brush, you go like this. So that's the technique that you want to use. You're just buffing it into your skin. I think this is the most in-depth tutorial I have on my channel. It's like a type of sheen that it has to it. It's not like a matte foundation, that J-Lo type of glow. Very Latina friendly. And my skin is dry, so I like to look moist. Now I'm gonna just go on with my Morphe sponge. Dab on that product and just make sure it looks like my actual skin. Your foundation is increasing anywhere around your nose or under your eyes, and it'll just pick up the product for you and soak it up. So I don't know if you guys can tell, like I have some imperfections still on my skin. That's what I want, because we're going natural. We want him to think that this is really how I wake up. So the next thing I do is concealer, and I like the P. Louise base on my hand because you don't want to go ham. This is very strong and you don't want to spread a lot. We're gonna put under here, and we want to focus in this area. We don't want to like go all of this. We're just gonna focus here and then slowly work our way. And again, with a flat brush, this is the Morphe M224. Place the product where you want. Now this P. Louise base, you guys should know, it dries down matte. So you don't need to set it because it dries down matte. So once you place it, you're just gonna leave it there for like a couple of seconds so that it really like dries up a little bit. And then we're gonna blend it up because you want it to stay in that focal point. If it's wet, it's gonna go all over the place. And then with just the excess of whatever's left on the brush, you're just gonna go on the forehead to illuminate that area. Your bridge of your nose, you see it's not a lot on your cupid's bow, because the way light works, that's where it would fall on. So you see it's not too much product. That's what we want. Now we just blend it out with a buffer brush like we did with foundation, but this is the M173, and we're just gonna buff it into place. So you're just gonna dab on like this to where the product already is. Taking it up onto like the edge of the bridge of your nose makes your nose look skinnier. Now you see, you look more awake, more refreshed, more like you've slept. It's not gonna stay so bright like that because we're gonna diffuse it with some powder over it. Alright you guys, so notice how our skin is looking. There's no cracks, no creases. It's looking very smooth because that's because we prepared our skin before putting on product. So far our face is looking very flat, very like bright, pero we need some warmth to the face. So I'm gonna show you where I bronze, what I bronze with, and how I bronze. A big pet peeve of mine with bronzers is I do not like looking orange in any of my pictures. It really bothers me, and it just looks tacky. You need to find a bronzer tone that fits your skin tone, because if you're a deep dark girl, you're gonna use a deeper tone of bronzer, and not all bronzers have the same tone. Some are ashy, some are warm, some are orange, some are different tones of bronzer. You can just use an e.l.f. brush like this. This is actually one of the first brushes that I ever bought, and they're really affordable. Drugstores e.l.f. brushes are like $1, $2 at CVS, Walmart, wherever. And this is actually one of the brushes that I've had since like 5 years ago when I started doing makeup. So I guess I'll use it for this video. And I go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It smells like chocolate too. And you see how I hit pan, because I love to cut my cheek with this bronzer. So let me explain to you something that I didn't understand when I first started. You can contour and bronze are two different things. This is bronzer, and bronzer that we're gonna put on top is also bronzer, but it's not the same. I'm gonna explain. We're just gonna take a little bit, and you're just gonna tap to take off the excess. Now we're gonna place it, dab onto the place where we want it to stay. So I want it to stay here. I don't want it all the way down here. I want it in this area to make it look like it's going in, like your cheek is being lifted. You know what I'm saying? And you can measure by the top of your ear right here. That's good enough. You don't want too dark, because remember, we're doing something natural and we're gonna put something on top of that. You can go on adding as you go by. Now you're just gonna go in with the same bronzer on the temples of your forehead. Aquí es donde yo lo quiero, porque las entradas de tu cabello es donde más como que te hace la cara más redonda, más femenina. I'm doing my contour like this because for my face shape, different people have different shapes of faces. Face shapes. I'm doing mine like this because this is how I like it to look. You do it however according to your face shape. I go deeper on my temples, and it'll just make it like go in, like I don't know how to say it. Like it'll make it look skinnier. I know what I'm saying. So basically there's warmth surrounding our face, and we're keeping the center of our face bright because that's where we want the focus. Now I'm gonna go in and contour my nose, which I love doing because it completely changes your face. This will give you a nose job. No, I'm kidding, you don't need it. But I'm saying, this is the Morphe M45. It's kind of like an angled brush. It's not really round. I use it vertically for the sides of my nose. And I just take the Kat Von D Contour and Light Shade and Light palette and go in with the lightest shade because they're really strong. And the worst thing, another pet peeve of mine, the worst thing you can do is create two racetracks down your nose. Do not do that. You look ridiculous. It looks bad. It has to look like a shadow. Like it has to flow seamlessly. Like that's your real nose. Vas a coger el producto un poquito nada más. Now you're not gonna go in on the side and you're not gonna go in on top. You're gonna go in diagonally. Does that make sense? You don't want to press on so hard either because it'll create like a streak. Place the product and brush it down. And we're not gonna go down straight. We're gonna go down in. So down and in. Down and in to the tip of your nose. Remember, every nose is different, so this may not work for your nose. Desde arriba hasta el centro de donde termina tu nariz. This part you're just gonna blend out underneath your brow. You see the difference of one side to the other? This is a big trick I like to use. So you go in with the same bronzer underneath your nose and top it on. And this will give the effect like if your nose is lifting. And since anyways it's underneath your nose and your nose casts a shadow anyway, it's okay if it's a little bit darker than the top of your nose. I love how this makes my nose look. It looks like it's going up, like it's picked up. Some beauty gurus and some makeup artists, they do like a little line right in the middle to make it look like it's going even higher up. I don't like how that looks on my nose because it looks like very obvious that there's a line in the way. So before I bronze, I actually do translucent powder to cut the contour that we did. I'm going with my Morphe sponge and I'm gonna cut underneath where I placed that bronzer so it separates the bronzer from my beard so everything is not so dark and it has some dimension. Now you want to do the sides of your nose, and this really is like a key to make it look natural and make it look skinnier and just really pulls the whole nose together. Now you don't want to go in like a straight line. You want to kind of go from like low to up, so it's gonna climb up to the tip of your nose. Leaving that baking, I'm just going with the Kat Von D palette, the lightest and a little bit of the medium, and I'm going on top of where I contoured on like under my cheek. We're not gonna go up and we're not gonna go down here. We're just gonna go right where I placed that product. This will diffuse that harsh line and make everything look cute. And we're not putting on a lot. We're just diffusing the harshness like it's a shadow that belongs there. On camera it might look like it's harsh, but after we place all the other powders and all the setting sprays, it's gonna blend into the skin. For my forehead, we really did the temples, but now we're just gonna blend it out with this medium shade, and I go in with a bigger brush since it's the forehead that has more space, M527. Oh, and for the other one I did, for here I did M530. Just gonna dab it on. And dabbing it makes it feel, dabbing motions is more like it's pressing into the skin, and sliding it on is creating like streaks. Sometimes you could blend it out like that, but I just place the product first and then yo me entiendo. Now for this type of look, for a natural look, I don't really wear blush. Sometimes I might, depends, but I'm not gonna wear blush. I'm just doing bronzer, like a natural suntan glow, because summer's coming and that's what we need. Now the areas where you placed your translucent powder, you're gonna go in with any bright powder, depending on the area, depends on the shape that I like to use. So for underneath my contour, I like to go in with the deepest shade. I don't like it to look so like such a big contrast, because we are doing that. And we're gonna press it onto where our translucent powder is. And now you can just shake off the excess powder. You see, it separates. It has that, like, this lifts and this goes in. The same thing to the other area. Underneath my eyes, I go in with the brightest to look awake, and it's really not even that bright, and I do a little bit of the medium. I press it on again, and you look up. Now, what's the point of all these steps? The translucent powder is really just to brighten up the area. Brightening powder is to diffuse it and make it look like airbrushed, like a soft touch. Nothing on your face should look so harsh. Déjame saber en los comentarios si debo hacer un tutorial haciendo lo que debes de hacer y haciendo lo que no debes de hacer, para que vean la diferencia y por qué yo hago las cosas que yo hago. Now you see, this is looking all very harmonious, like there's nothing too harsh, too like crazy going on, because powder really diffuses the whole situation. And then the final step, the setting spray, really melts all the products into together. Makeup really is science. Alright you guys, we're almost done. I can't believe this is so easy. Like, I should do tutorials more like this more often. So now we're gonna do our brows. Now we're not really gonna do our brows. We're just gonna spruce them up a little bit. We're not in full glam. This is a natural look. I like to use GimMe Brow Benefits GimMe Brow, and this is the shade 5, and it's a brow volumizing gel. Let's go in with this one first, and we're just gonna go in here like that. Now I already naturally have high arched brows. Depends how bad your brows are or how good they are. You find out your own routine. The brow gel really just holds your hairs into place. Like if you're sweating in a club or you're out for too long, it will hold it there and hold the product that is underneath. Because usually I'll do pomade or I'll do like a pencil or something. And I go with Benefits 3D Brow Tones. Now this is really what I like, because it's like highlights the hair strokes on your brow, so it makes it look more natural and more dimensional, like everything is now one color. And this is the shade 4, and it's supposed to be lighter than your brow because they're highlights. But you see the difference of this one than this one. This one has nothing, this one has something. Still our natural hair and natural brow, but with a little bit of fluff to it. Now a little something, this isn't eyeshadow, but if you want a little something to your eyelids so it's not so all like one color, you could add a little bit of bronzer, and this will just add some shade to it. Makeup has no rules. You can use whatever you want for anything you want. That's the creative part and the exciting and fun part about the beauty industry. Let your imagination run wild. We did our eyebrows, our eyelids, mascara and lip gloss and setting spray, and that's it. For mascara right now, the best mascaras that I know of are Too Faced, Better Than Sex mascara, the Benefit Roller Lash mascara. Those are really good mascaras. I really recommend. Right now I don't have either of those, so I'm gonna go in with and since you guys are maybe on a budget, this is Maybelline Lash Sensational. You don't want to go on with too many strokes because if you do, it'll clump up your lashes and you look like you have spiders on your eyes. A trick you could do is if you have lashes like mine that go down, they don't really go up. I like to curl my lashes first and then apply mascara, because if you apply mascara and then curl your lashes might stick together with the product. So you just curl them up. Now some girls may not like doing this because they get scared of putting their lash through this. It really doesn't hurt. Usually going with my favorite lip gloss is the MAC lip gloss in Oyster Girl, but since this look is very too simple to post on Instagram or make a YouTube video, I'm gonna do a little pop of something and I'm gonna use the gloss by Jeffree Star Cosmetics Iridescent Throne. First, you want to remove the freaking foundation you have on your lips. Look at the picture I'm gonna take for Instagram. It's gonna have like an editorial feel. Porque me voy a poner una toalla de baño and I'm gonna look like Kim Kardashian. And I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M451 and we're gonna use the Fenty Beauty highlighter, and this is the Kilowatt in Mean Money and Hustler Baby. I'm gonna go in with, I think it's Hustler Baby, yeah, with this one. Just a little bit on your brow bone. We're not putting in a lot, it's just to have it, give it a sheen in specific areas. Remember, you control where you want the light to hit. A trick that MM Mitchell does is he gets the sponge and he just goes on over that spray to make sure everything is blended in well. And this will just make sure any drops or anything you have on your face, everything is working together well. I just like to put a little dot at the tip, the top of my nose. I know some makeup artists like to tap with their finger. And if you want, you can put on some in your inner corner. So baddies, that is the look. We are officially done. It's very simple, it's very fast, 30 minutes to get ready, you're out. You can go supermarket, clubbing, bar, lounge, meet up with friends, go to a restaurant. Especially if you're a mom and you don't have a lot of time. You look presentable. If you need to go to work, it's perfect. This is my Saturday night. Let's go with the girls to Brickell. Brickell, if you live in Miami, you know what Brickell is. Let's go have some martinis, honey. Vamos a beber un poco de margarita. Vamos a ver quién conocemos, who we meet, who we talk to in Brickell. Let's meet some businessmen. You know they get out at 5. Sometimes we might even go on Wednesdays. So you guys, I really try to really break down every step and everything that I use. I hope you learned something new and something that you could incorporate into your daily routine. Déjenme saber en los comentarios. Comment down below what tutorials you guys want to see from me. What else do you want to learn? Do you want to learn a brow tutorial, eyeshadow tutorial, liner tutorial? I don't know, whatever you need. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked how my skin came out and you like the simple, glowy summer look. And subscribe to my channel. Every time a video goes up, you'll be notified and you won't miss a beat. I love you, baddies, and remember, we stay bad, so they stay mad. I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next video.